In a world looking for something to listen to, a group of friends rise to the challenge. It's Pop Samurai, starring action podcast star Jelani Hoon, 5-time Academy Award non-nominee Alex Pacheco, and Poland's favorite professional wrestler, Paul Peck. Pop Samurai.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jelani Hoon coming to you from the Pop Samurai Studios with my hosts,
Alex Pacheco,
Paul Peck,
and we're here bringing you every week 2 shows a week. Monday, SceneDojo, where we talk TV, movies, and entertainment news, and of course Wednesdays at Talk Dojo, when we travel over there and we talk randomly about different topics. It's good stuff. If you guys don't know much about us, you can go over to PopSamuraiNetwork.com to find out all about us there. You know, listen to our shows there as well. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, things like that. We're also on social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram at Pop Samurai. You can also look up us on Twitter at PopSamuraiCast. And you can also send us an email at PopSamuraiNetwork@gmail.com if you want a question read on the air or something like that. You know, it's the best chance to get it done, guys. Send me something. Send me something. No trashy emails, please. None of that. Of course, you also can all go over to patreon.com/PopSamurai and support us there. Any little bit helps us grow this, this network here to do bigger and better things for you guys. We're going to be, starting to get up there, putting some more content out there, trying to get up there with you, and, providing better content for you guys as our fans and friends. So please, guys, get over to patreon.com/PopSamurai and help donate, and you might get some cool rewards back from us as well. Also, we have I have started dropping the audio episodes of our podcasts on YouTube. So here's the schedule, guys, if you guys are a little confused about that. So Monday, we released the podcast version of SceneDojo. The next day, Tuesday, we'll release the YouTube version. It's still audio, but you can listen to it on YouTube. Same thing with Talk Dojo. Talk Dojo releases on Wednesday for the podcast version, and then it will be a YouTube version dropping either the next day or the latest Friday, but I believe we should be hitting that Thursday mark pretty steadily there. So if you guys were surfing the webs on your computer and looking for something to listen to in the background, by all means, get over to Pop Samurai YouTube channel, and then help like, subscribe, and share, guys. We would appreciate that. How you guys been?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. Shall we enter the SceneDojo?
Set the scene, man.
Do it.
What you watching?
I watched the.
Let me give you some Doc Talk.
Watch the the four came back, and Ken Burns' Prohibition documentary.
Okay, talk a little bit about these. Have you viewed the whole things, or you gotten into them? I mean, are they
one episode of Four Came Back,
okay.
And the whole Ken Burns Prohibition documentary.
Okay. All right. Talk a little bit about how did you enjoy them? Were they good? Let's start with the Prohibition one, since you got that one fully through. Is that one good?
Yeah. The Prohibition one, Ken Burns can't miss with documentaries. He has the best. bar none, and they just so happen to air on public television.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking to get the full story of an event that happened in the last 2 centuries, he does the best documentaries for those type of Americana docs.
Cool.
Making iced coffee over here.
Nice coffee over here. I'm
mesmerized. I'm like trying to explain this, and he's like,
I'm legitimately like,
I'm
doing the what is the PBS style audio show.
It's like some Turkish coffee. Up.
Okay, now so Doc Talk scale of 1 to 10 for the Prohibition.
For the Prohibition?
Yeah.
5 out of 5. Wow. Yeah, Ken Burns.
5 on the scale of 10. 5 out of 5 on the scale of 10. Okay,
yeah.
But yeah, so you're liking it.
Yeah.
Pretty good. What about the
4 came back.
4 came back. How do we feel about the war documentary?
It reconstitutes a lot of old footage that we've had a while for, and it kind of brings it together with like some new kind of Spielberg gives his thoughts on how Frank, like people like Frank Capra went into the army and started up their own like film corps to document the the like battle at Midway, and there were. Okay. It's pretty good. I'm only on the second episode. I'll have to get back to you on how it pans out all the way. But the Prohibition one, I've watched his. I watched Ken Burns on his America documentary from like the 1920s, and it's just always fascinating. So,
okay,
10 out of 10.
What you watch on?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
The Return.
How
do we feel about it?
Fantastic. I'm new writers and stuff and everything like that, bringing in some new characters, but it hasn't lost a step. There's some new cheap special effects, like Tom Servo when they'd be watching the screen every now and then. This time he'd kind of like just fly, and you'd see him like just kind of floating around in the middle of the screen. But yeah, I say watch it. There's just, they always say those like unexpected things that just will have you laughing your ass off. So
yeah, I want to watch it. I saw it drop on Netflix, and it seems like it's coming back to it. There's a new host, so it's not the same guy with the robots anymore, but it seems pretty cool. Alex, I mean, you back in the day, you used to watch Mystery Science Theater, right?
Yeah, I used to watch Mystery Science Theater like every Saturday morning. That was on Sci-Fi Channel, and it was I don't know, it was just so, I thought it was hilarious. But this new one, I watched the first one, Reptilicus,
yes.
I watched the first half of it, and I don't know, I had to take a break from it.
Why?
I just I didn't like the whole him floating up. I did see that part, and I was like, okay, I know, but the jokes weren't landing for me as much as they were before. They were a little bit quicker. I think I'm gonna watch the rest, and I'm gonna see if they get better and better episodes, because not every episode from Mystery Science Theater 3000, I love that. I'd watch them all, but not every one of them. There definitely there's some favorites of mine.
Well, yeah, there's never gonna be like, you're never gonna like every single episode. Yeah. Like, oh, I gotta rewatch this over and over again.
But I could feel like I was waiting for them to pull the first joke out of that movie, and I feel like they took too slow. I think they were like, let's let it breathe, and then I don't know, critiquing it too much.
Okay. Cool.
I love the whole electric eel scene.
I haven't gotten that far.
I'm not sure what that is. But okay, cool.
You'll see.
For me, I got, I didn't think I watched a lot, but actually I'm like thinking about it, I was like, maybe I did watch a lot. Going to stuff that's like kind of old news, Netflix has added in a bunch of, new seasons of stuff that they had in there. So if you guys aren't watching documentary now, please by all means go check out documentary now on Netflix. It's again, you're a big fan of documentaries.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of spoofing documentaries that Documentary Now does. It's hilarious. Favorite episode of the second season, because I binged the whole second season that they added on. Juan likes rice and chicken. It's one of my favorite things, because I'm a big foodie guy, and I like how they spoof the whole chef executive, the whole master chef looking into his life and how he created this restaurant, but it's not really that great of a restaurant. So it's good stuff. Check it out, guys. Besides that, I went and checked out The Path on Hulu. Started watching that. It stars Aaron Paul, that dude from Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Michelle Monaghan, Hugh Dance from, if you guys don't know who that is, he was the wonderful actor who was in Hannibal, who played I think his name was Will. Maybe Will. I don't know. But yeah, so it's great series. Halfway through the first season. It's one of those things where I'm trying to get through it, but with kids and stuff like that and a lot of stuff, but I did marathon and all this other stuff. But watching The Path, it's well shot. It's done well. The acting is done well. It's one of my favorite things that I've seen Aaron Paul do. I mean, if you seen him in the Need for Speed movie, it's not my favorite role of his, but when he's in these kind of just dramatic roles, it's pretty good. He's playing like they go back and forth in it, but I mean, it's really kind of showing you about like this whole kind of cult thing that's going on, but they're always denying that they're a cult. They're like, no, we're not a cult, we're a movement, we're this and that, but you're pretty damn culty.
Yeah.
You have him having doubts and him dealing with that, so that's and him hiding it from the cult, because obviously cults don't like you doubting their beliefs. And then you also have Hugh Dance, who's playing kind of this. He does a really good job of playing kind of this off character, kind of, where it's like, okay, he's very charismatic. You can believe him being in this kind of leadership role that he's in right now. He's in a position of like he has power, but then he's also has this kind of, you seem power hungry, and you seem very just like, okay, it's the old adage of absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? And this is what we're seeing there. And again, it also mixes into the cultiness of it, and it's like, well, I mean, he's taking kind of advantage of a couple things, and he's trying to better himself in this as well. But it's really well done. So far, half of the season way through, high scores. Can't give it a full score yet because I'm not finished yet, but very, very well done. So thumbs up. Now on to the big thing that I watched. I went to go see Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious.
Fate of the Furious. I'm sorry. What?
I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you had something to interject.
Why? This is the greatest
it's the greatest
film.
movie. It's the greatest movie I've ever seen, Paul. All right?
Ever.
It's better than everything. It's better than Star Wars. It's gonna make more money than. No, I'm joking.
You're full of shit.
I'm joking. This is
maybe one day.
This was a movie, guys. This was a movie. So let's walk through it here. So, Fate of the Furious was another Fast and the Furious movie, but it felt off for me, right? The things that I have gripes with it, for me, every movie leading up to this, right? 7, 6, and 5. Those were the great ones that I consider those were the high points, right? Before the previous 4 before that, they were okay, right? Each one of the 5, 6, and 7 had like this kind of climactic. There was this big, thing. There was in 5, there was the safe, right, that they were dragging through the whole city, right? And then the 6, there was the what was 6?
The plane.
The emerging from the plane, right? Yeah. And then 7 had the jumping between the buildings, right? The scene, right? It was like these are all bigger scenes, right? You get over to this one, there isn't really like that, moment really for me in this, right?
The submarine.
That felt like it felt like the Fonz jumping over the shark. He jumped, spoilers, he jumps the submarine. But it felt it just didn't feel like it. So this doesn't feel like a Fast and Furious. The Fast and Furious franchise is starting to evolve into Team James Bond is what it is, right? So now everyone, if you follow the whole storyline, everyone is like a super spy now, essentially. The scenes were like, Ludacris.
Family.
The scenes where Ludacris and the other chick from the last movie are the hacking is the worst scenes I've seen in a long time. They're all like they're doing the whole type of,
tapping all over the keyboard.
We're trying to locate this guy, and maybe we're gonna ping these. And it was like, God, this is like a bad scene. I don't really want to.
It's kind of like those movies where you see somebody playing the piano. Piano's making all the low key sounds and. Their hands are clearly over by all the high keys. Yeah, it's like quit bullshitting your way through this, man.
So, I'm not a big fan of everything in the film, but there were some cool things. There were still some really good stunts. I liked the zombie cars, right, as I called them in the trailers. But pretty much that in the trailer. That looked good. You saw it in the trailer, but that was it. Charlize Theron's character, I felt it was kind of one note. In the film, she was menacing, but she didn't do nothing to me. you know, she wasn't hands on. She was kind of just like, you know, a James Bond villain. Really, you know, she had like all these people doing stuff for her, and she just kind of just stayed in her high castle. Is what she did. So,
I am so smart. I know I'm in control of everything.
Yep, basically, that's what she is. So, and that's just like, we needed more, you know. So yeah, I mean, last film you had Jason Statham, who was like always there, right in their face. Before that, you had his little brother, who was played by Gaston. Who's that? Who's the guy who's playing Gaston?
Is that
Luke Evans. Yes, Luke Evans. He was in her face. Before that, it just plays like, okay, there's a bad guy who's like also badass as badass as them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it was kind of like she's this Bond villain, you know. Here's hacking these cars, and here's zombie cars to stop you, and here's a sub, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is not a Fast and Furious film. It's a James Bond film. I felt like watching, so it wasn't all that. And I will have to say that I do agree on the hashtag that's going around, Justice for Han, right? Hashtag Justice for Han. There, if you guys don't know, it's gonna be a little bit of spoilers for you guys out there.
Spoilers.
They essentially forget everything that happened in like the last film. They pull like almost like an X-Men. You know, they it's continuing, yet they forgave a certain somebody for everything he did pretty goddamn easily, right? And while I feel like, okay, there's a way to do this and there's a way not to do this, and you did this the totally wrong way, right? You know what I mean?
Okay, we're in spoiler territory?
Yeah, go ahead.
So how did he do this?
How did he do this?
Yeah.
He kind of...
What kind of deed did he do that so endeared him to the rest of the family?
Okay,
because it's all about family.
Okay, so here it is, guys. Here's a big spoiler, so guys. Fans out there, if you guys are wanting to know don't want to know what happens in Fast and the Fate of the Furious, skip ahead like 30 seconds or a minute or something like that while I explain this. Okay, ready? Go. You obviously know that Vin Diesel was being in the trailer, so he turned evil for some reason. He's evil.
Yeah.
You know, Dom, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason behind that.
Yeah.
Because Charlize Theron found like this chick that he had relations with before, and she had a child, right? And there's a little baby, right? And he's turning bad and following her because she has the baby and the mom in prison with her.
Yeah.
And so he turns into super spy, evil, double agent, and he goes off. Jason Statham, they rope him into this whole thing and have him team up with the team because they know that he has a problem with Charlize Theron's character because she was the one who kind of pulled his little brother, right, Luke Evans, into this whole, wrangled him into this whole bullshit, you know, criminal underworld thing. So he has a big problem with it, so he's like, I'll deal with it now, but I'm still, you know, I have a problem with you guys still, kind of. Then it goes off a little bit, and then
he saves a baby or something.
And then it gets to the point where, okay, Dom doesn't know what to do, so he goes and tracks down his Jason Statham's mother, who's played by Helen Mirren in the film. Tells her that he can get them reunited. They do this whole big plan where Jason Statham skydives into the fucking plane and saves the baby, right, of Dom's baby, and then fights a bunch of people through the plane, which is one of the best scenes, right? He's you know,
wait, he skydives into the plane?
Yeah, he skydives he's like a flight suit into the plane.
A plane higher, a higher plane than that. In space. Actually, he was in space, and he dove down into...
So all you gotta know is that him and his brother, who's now fine, come onto the plane, and they fight a bunch of bad guys. He grabs the baby, right, and he's like all kind of like cutesy about it. It's like, oh, you're kind of cute and this and that, and he holds the baby in like a baby carrier while he's fighting and shooting a bunch of guys through the plane, and he kind of saves the baby. And then at the end, at a barbecue, he walks in with the baby and he gives it to Dom, and then all's forgiven. They don't even bring up. They never once mention Han at all in this whole fucking film. Now, I understand if someone went and saved my baby on the fucking plane being held by a fucking James Bond villain, I understand that, okay, maybe I can overlook you killing, like, our family, you know, someone from our family, but it's gonna be kind of like, I need like a step. You can't join me in this barbecue we're having on this rooftop right now, I need some space, but thank you for saving my kid. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'll give you a head start. Thanks for saving my kid. You need to go now. You know? But yeah, I didn't like how they handled that at all, right? Because I mean, being a half Asian guy over here on this podcast, Han was one of my favorite characters. Because he was repping, and then we all knew he was gonna be coming. His storyline was coming to an end soon, and they did it, and then they forgot about him. And so I don't know. My only prediction is that they're gonna bring him back
somehow.
He's gonna somehow get brought
Cyborg
back
ninja style.
No one dies, I guess. The whole time after that film, I kept thinking, it's like, I wonder if they're gonna bring it back. And I thought about it. I was like, what? How would they do it? And then I just thought about it. I was like, what if they just knocked off the Red Hood storyline from Batman and just had, like, you know,
who's this guy in the mask?
Who's this guy in the mask? And
who's
this
Green Hood?
Who's this masked racer?
Yeah, Racer X.
Racer X.
Oh.
He was my brother.
Racer X. They should. Why not?
Yeah. So So that's.
So it could go that way.
It could go that way. So I'd give this like a 7 out of 10. I guess it was still fun. You turn off your brain type of movie, but if you watch the other films, it was like this is not really all that great. You know, it's not as good as the other ones. I mean, there was some unbelievable stuff.
Are there any references to Paul Walker whatsoever?
Oh yeah, there is.
Or I was gonna say, or is he dead?
Guys, we're still in spoiler territories here. The baby didn't have a first name. The mom was like, I think the dad should name the baby. And then all the way to the end of the film, when he's at the barbecue, and he's like, everybody, I want to introduce you to Brian. And I was like, oh, so after Paul Walker's character from the other films. Got it. All right, move on. And made a big thing about it. He's like standing there holding the baby, and it was like, I guess. Didn't get me here.
But they didn't say why he wasn't in this movie?
Mm-hmm. They did. There was one scene where it was like, maybe we should call Brian. And they were like, no, we all agreed we're going to keep them out of it. And that was it. They moved on.
Wow.
That was it. What? That's how they explained it away.
Yeah, I guess.
We're spending way too much time on Fate of the Furious than I wanted to. It was not as good as the other ones, and yeah. So moving on. Let's get to the news, guys. How about we do that?
Wait, I just want to say really something quick about stuff that I've been watching. Gonna make it really quick about Doctor Who. They actually made one reference that really surprised me, and this is
to Brian.
No. But in the last, since 1963, I think this is the second time that, like, there's been any reference to Jesus. The first one was, like, just a hint. This one, they actually mention it. But the great thing about it was all about how history is whitewashed. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Because I've been saying that for years. Like, how come all the pictures that we have in our house, he's kind of got this blondish brown hair and blue eyes.
Oh, yeah, well,
makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, he differs in color from every region.
Like Santa.
You know?
Like Santa.
Yeah, like
Santa Claus.
He's like Santa.
Like Santa Claus.
There we go. All right, moving on. I'm okay.
But watch. If you jump on the Doctor Who already, damn it. This season's a good starting point for people. A lot of explanations. Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it. There's going to be a questionnaire next week.
Nah.
Do it. Power watch it.
Okay. All right. Moving on. All right. So
do it.
I hate you, Paul. All right. We're going on to some news here, guys. This might be for Alex here. Deadline is reporting that Stars of Hell or High Water are in talks right now to reteam for an epic period drama called Outlaw King. Kind of the story takes a different take on Braveheart, the Braveheart story, you know, so kind of takes, you know, the Robert the Bruce character and kind of goes behind the scenes on that. So how do you feel about that, Alex? You liking this whole, you know,
I don't
director stars, you know, coming back?
I do, but I don't know if I want to see that story played out. I kind of wish they would stuck to something close to our time.
Modern time.
Yeah. But I guess
Maybe it'll be like a futuristic reboot of Braveheart where it's like in the future.
it could be. Even then, I don't know about that. I know I kind of
Robots and kilts.
Robots
Yeah.
and kilts, and they're mooning. There we go. All right, moving on to that. So let's see. Fox has actually set a actual release date for Deadpool 2. It's releasing June 1st, 2018. That's moving out of the whole February scene right there. Deadpool 1 dominated, and they're moving dead in the middle of summer. So how do we feel about that, guys? We liking that? We liking them moving to the dead of summer?
Just seems so far away at this point.
Well, I mean, it's going to be a good summer movie. I think, yeah, it could have done better in February, I think.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, they dominated that Valentine's Day weekend there, and it was great counter programming. And looking at it, just like you guys are trying to get into the middle of summer now, I kind of get that whole look at it as like, okay, let's try and pull as much money as we can type of thing. But I think they could have dominated more in February. I think they should have kept it there, but fingers crossed if they don't run into like some great competition, because the summer, while big summer blockbusters happen, you get that great opening weekend. Next weekend there's another movie that possibly comes out to take away from it, or there's a big movie that drops right before it that detracts from the whole sales, you know. So fingers crossed that they made a good decision with that, you know what I mean. Besides that, so we got a release. Yeah, Fox has announced that the third X-Men movie to be released. There's going to be another X-Men movie coming called X-Men: The Dark Phoenix, releasing also in 2018, and I guess it'll continue on from, you know, the Apocalypse casting there of the young characters.
That's good.
Do we like this? Do we like the characters from?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, that was the best part of Apocalypse.
Paul, how about you? You liking them going back to Dark Phoenix for the story?
Apocalypse wasn't good. Apocalypse himself was not good.
Angel sucked too.
Angel sucked too. Yeah,
Okay.
all his acolytes sucked too. Storm sucked.
But I just don't know. I'm starting to feel almost done with like the X-Men movies.
They ran a pretty long course, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish we could see the Savage Land.
Maybe I'll be more excited like once they start filming and I see trailers. But right now I'm just kind of like, just I don't know. I'm just not into it right now.
Out from it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. All right. Okay. All right. Moving on from that, well, actually, I guess I should talk about it. I'm not really a big fan of them going back to the Dark Phoenix thing because I feel like we've seen it twice now. You know, more kind of fucked up in The Last Stand, and then a little bit in the Apocalypse movie where she kind of had it and then went away. And I was like, I'm not really feeling this whole Dark Phoenix thing. I wish they would go with other storylines. There's plenty of other ones they could go with, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting that Ewan McGregor is in talks to star in Disney's Christopher Robin. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So...
The whole synopsis of this movie, it's gonna be trippy.
Yeah. So
is it gonna be Ted 3?
Synopsis is Christopher Robin as an adult loses his sense of imagination when he's too focused on work, and then Winnie the Pooh reappears in his life.
Yeah, and his wife his wife leaves him, takes the kid, and he's trying to fix his relationship, and the last thing he needs is Winnie the Pooh coming back into his life, who needs his help finding his friends. I'm cool with it. I think this is going to be great.
As long as they spend equal times in 100 Acre Woods.
Yeah, what if they never do go to 100 Acre Woods, though?
Yeah.
Oh, I want Winnie the Pooh to show up like in his office. Hey there, Christopher Robbins. Oh, bother. No. Yeah, maybe he's like at the lawyer's office because the wife wants to like divorce him or something. He's waiting for his lawyer, and all of a sudden Winnie the Pooh walks into the
I will be on board.
briefcase.
I will be on board with this if they bring back all the original voice actors, or as much as they can, right? Especially for Pooh.
Well,
They have to bring him back.
you're not bringing back Gopher.
Okay.
Oh, you can't do Tigger.
Jesus.
Well, if you want to go original.
Not original. But, I mean, like they need to have like the. Don't give me like celebrity voice actors voicing these characters. You know what I mean? I don't need that. They did that for like Smurfs when they did the Smurfs live action. They had like a whole bunch of celebrities doing all the different voices, and I was like, this is.
But what did they? So they cast Ewan McGregor as
He's in
Christopher
Fox
Robin.
right now, but I mean, it's perfect fucking casting for me. I mean, he seems pretty cool.
But he's going for that role.
He's in
'Cause
Fox.
he did-
They're in discussions right now, so
Oh, okay.
not confirmed yet.
He did such a great job with Big Fish.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna.
And that's what it makes me think of when it comes to like weird,
Yeah.
far-fetched, imaginative stuff.
Right. Next piece of news: Jeff Goldblum joins Jurassic World 2. Guys, how do we feel about this?
And James Cromwell.
Oh yeah, that's right. And James Cameron as a character no one's ever
Heard
about.
So there's the good and the bad. The Lockwood, I don't like James. James Cameron. It's fine. They're gonna deviate from the books. It's them parting way with the books, because we kind of wanted to see a name. I wonder if he's really like that's a cover name for him right now, and he might be somebody else in the books, or somebody from Biosyn.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems pretty cool. So I'm hoping for something good. Jeff Goldblum coming back. Yes, please. For the love of God, give me some Jeff Goldblum. He's showing up in a lot of things now. I don't know where out of nowhere we're getting what I didn't know I really needed in my life was more Jeff Goldblum in my life.
Yeah.
He's been gone for too long.
I had my suspicions that he would be back just because of his book sitting on the desk in Jurassic World. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, that's going to be something.
I really hope this opens the door for like Sam Neill's character to come back in the future. Oh, it'd be so good. All right. Sorry.
Ooh.
Oh man, that was bad. We got some release dates here. Disney announced a bunch of release dates for a bunch of movies, but the big ones for us will be that the episode 9 for Star Wars is now being released May 24th, 2019.
Yep.
Moving away from the Christmas into the summer. How do we feel about this, guys?
I guess one last hurrah. I think it'll be until they take a break.
Until they
No, Han Solo's going to summer
I think
release too.
Han Solo's right before. So
Yeah.
I think Han Solo's next year, right? Because
Yeah.
this year is 8, then next year's Han, then after that it's 9, right? And
And then they have
So
a
it
spin-off.
brings everything forward, though.
right? It's
That's
all
the
bringing
nice
it's
thing.
all kind of bringing it back too. I mean, they brought it to May 24th. I mean, maybe there's something in the 4th spot of May, the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you.
Wasn't The Force Awakens supposed to open up in the summer too?
Yeah, and they pushed
They
it.
they tried pushing for it, and they wouldn't let them. Everything was done. It was there. They could have released it at any time, but Disney was like, no, December. Let's
And remember, there's still
So
time for them
December.
to push more back. Look at Avatar. I don't even want to get into that.
I'm
Like,
not gonna get into that. I don't believe it until I see it. So
Yeah.
that's how I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm like kind of split on this because I feel like they're dominating that Christmas season every time they come out that time, and they just have like long legs. There's nothing really in their way, right? Now, coming back basically home in the month of May, right? That's where the original was originally released. That's why we have May the 4th. But it's just I really hope that they don't run into like a bunch of other big movies around that time, because I feel like that could cut their legs right underneath them. They won't have as long of a leg, but they may get the bigger box office weekend, first opening weekend. Is that worth it? That's the whole question I'm having, right? Is the trade off going to be good enough? And we'll have to wait and see. When that movie finally is going to get released and we see the opening weekend, we'll decide on whether or not it was worth taking away the long legs it has. Because if it came out in December, you got probably a month before something else comes out that might be of any worth So you know you got weeks and weeks and weeks of that having long legs, and this in the month of May you might get up to 2 weeks of good weekends before it just like drops off. Eventually, Death by a Thousand Cuts, more movies come out faster in the summer.
Yep.
I mean, we're about to hit May right now, and it's gonna start ramping up pretty soon.
Well, next week is Guardians.
Guardians is coming and everything like that. So I mean, it's
every weekend's gonna have a movie.
Another movie, and I mean, every time we hit the summer season, we're like, "Fuck, it's the next week's this movie too." God, it's like it's always the best. I mean, I feel like we're living in a really good time. I like that we every week, when every weekend we got a new movie, and I'm like, it's so good. But I was like, I gotta go back to that theater. All right. Moving on from that. They released a actual trailer for Cars 3. How do we feel about this Cars 3 trailer, guys?
It's the comeback story.
It's the Rocky of Cars. Dun,
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's it's got me excited for the last one. I wasn't excited for the any of the other ones, but the Pixar movies, they kind of dip around a little bit. And the Monsters University,
Monsters
Inc.
was really good.
Yeah.
Monsters University was Cars was okay. I enjoyed it when it first came out. Cars 2 focused too much on what Larry the Cable Guy's
character. That was horrible.
I didn't like it. And now it seems like they're like, okay, what was wrong with the second one? Larry the Cable Guy. Let's put him off as a side character somewhere far away, because all we ever saw of him was like on a screen, of a TV screen.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that works for me.
That's good.
It's all about Lightning McQueen. I'm liking this. That crash looks pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah.
For a kids movie, you know what I mean? So it looks good. I can't believe I'm actually gonna say that. I'm actually kind of a little bit like, you know what? I'm excited to take my kid to that. I haven't had that for a while. So, Paul, any words? You a Cars fan?
Yeah, it's okay. I didn't see him in the theater. Kind of wait till they come on cable for free. Yeah, I like them, but it's nothing it's not a Disney movie where I feel the need to go out of my way for it.
It's not Minions.
I haven't seen any of those in the theater either.
I caught a little bit of that the other day, but I'm not gonna. Yeah. All right. Final two pieces of topics here. 47 Meters Down trailer release starring Mandy Moore and the other chick who's in it.
More shark movies.
If you guys haven't seen this trailer yet, it's a shark movie. Pretty much all I need to tell you about. I mean, two girls are hesitant about getting in the shark cage, and they do, and something goes wrong, and they're trapped underwater with a bunch of sharks that like to pop out of nowhere and seem to know exactly where they are, and seem to do the whole zombie scare thing where they just pop out of crevices and things like that.
Yeah.
Behind them, there's stalker movie style, monster movie style. So I would watch this movie simply just for me to laugh at how often these count and play
the last minute stuff.
I'd probably be shit faced by the end of this movie. It's just how drink every time a fucking shark just comes out of nowhere, and then it just probably wouldn't make it through half of the movie, because we saw 27 times we saw this shark pop out of nowhere. Sharks. We found out it's multiple sharks just pop out of nowhere in the trailer. It was like, well. And it seems like there's only two people in the cage, but it seems like that they're constantly getting bit at. I don't know. I feel like I watched them die 27 times, because I was like, I don't know how you dodged that, So yeah, looks good. I'll be all for it just for a fun little shark movie romp. I'm a big shark movie fan. Can't wait for it. Alex, how about you?
I don't think I'm gonna be seeing this one or seeking it out. It looks a little Sci-Fi Channel-ish.
Sci-Fi Channel-ish?
Yeah.
Oh, how about you?
I'm not going to go to the theater for it, but it does look like it would be a lot of fun in 3D.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I think it'd be a lot of fun if we played the drinking game.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay, and then of course the big one.
I want to do the popcorn kind of pratfall thing. Just have a giant bucket of popcorn. No one jumps out. Just you throw all your popcorn in the air.
Just have 27 buckets of popcorn ready to go.
That would be great. Just sit there in the theater and just people will be like, "What the hell?"
Grab another one and just hold it in your lap, and they're like, "What is this guy doing?" I want popcorn.
Oh God!
I'm a free cat.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good stuff. Yeah. So, final trailer, final topic of the week is a big talk for us. It's the Kingsman Golden Circle trailer. How do we feel about everything we saw in this trailer? There was a red band and a green band trailer. Alex, go.
This looks awesome. I love Kingsman.
Love him.
Love
him. I love him.
Manners maketh man.
Manners make the man. That's right. This trailer was pretty good. I'm excited about this. I got pretty excited in more than one way. And Jesus,
they just blow up stuff and kill people and maybe bring people back.
This
and
is what I wanted. This is everything I wanted. From
and
a sequel.
There's a statesman, I guess.
The statesman. The reveal of the statesmen they're essentially modern cowboys, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks out of place.
They have flasks, whips.
Yeah.
Revolvers.
Revolvers and the pump action rifles. And the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
The grappling hook hand.
Jeff Bridges, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on
in
this movie?
I hear their names are one's called Jeff Bridges' name is Champagne.
His name is Champagne.
And the guy with the whip, he's called Jack Daniels.
Oh my God.
Or whiskey.
They're all called after drinks?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I forget who Channing Tatum's character is called.
Oh, I hope he's like Jim Beam or something.
Yeah, something.
Captain Morgan.
Oh my God. They got everybody. Man. So no, but it's just like it's I don't know. Halle Berry looks awesome too.
I only saw her in a lab coat. What else was she doing?
I don't know.
I think she smiled.
Yeah.
She smiled.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you just have a crush. You got a
It's
crush
all I
on Halle
need,
Berry?
man. That's all you need sometimes.
I need Halle Berry smile. That's all I need.
Well, I mean, she still looks so young. I mean, anyways, but
he's having swordfish flashbacks here, Paul.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, good.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, the story. I'm really interested in this story, right? Because we saw all the Kingsman shit get.
I have no idea what the story is, except for them blowing up and statesmen and
it seems like
some guy with a metal arm and stuff.
Yeah,
but
it seems like there's only 2 Kingsmen left. There's Mark Strong's character. I forgot his name. What was it like? Merlin, right? He was Merlin, right? And then Eggsy. What did they give him? They gave him I forgot his code name. It was Lancelot. Was it Lancelot?
I think he was gonna take Lancelot's spot.
Yeah, and then I don't know. They got another old guy to play Arthur again. I don't know. He was just sitting in the same spot.
Yeah. Because they still have the other agents, right? Only people that died was Harry, and he's back, and Arthur.
They revealed it. Yeah. So.
Well, if anybody.
Now, do you think that that's actually Harry?
Could be. I don't know.
Because it was pretty definitive in that scene in the first movie that he was blown the fucking hell.
I never saw his brains blow out, but they said that they.
A lot of people were saying that his brains got blown out, but I was like, I'm looking at it. I was like, he did get shot in the eye. I was like, maybe he did survive it, but.
Did he even get shot in the eye? He just shot him and.
It looked like the eye, but I mean, yeah, it essentially was the eye.
Yeah.
They're probably just retconning it.
We'll see.
What they're doing. I'm cool with it. I really liked Harry's character from the first movie. He made that movie, especially with I hope, fingers crossed, that they have another Freebird scene, something else to match it, because not the same song, but it's like something else to match that scene. Because dear Lord, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That needs to be like their thing in every Kingsman movie. It's like, where's the fucking Freebird scene? I'm waiting for it. And all of a sudden the song starts up, and here's the fucking fast-paced action that I love. So that's what I'm waiting for.
They had one in they had 2 of those when Eggsy's going down the hallway.
Did they?
Yeah, with when he's infiltrating Valentine's base.
I mean, yeah, there was that big scene in his fight scene with the.
But nothing like the.
But nothing like that Freebird scene.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like the head exploding scene.
Yeah.
With the music playing, but yeah. Fingers crossed for something awesome coming from this movie. I'm all for it. Paul, you I didn't realize you watched that first movie, but are you excited for the second one already?
No, I wasn't excited for the first one. It's good, and I want to see the new one, but it's, I don't know. It's got such a cheesy overtone to it.
Maybe they went
back. And I think that's what makes it great.
Maybe they went back in time to get Harry. That's what happened.
No.
Oh my lord!
They cannot abuse their rights of time travel.
It's a fixed point. Harry's death is a fixed point.
That's right.
It's a nexus point, as Star Trek would say.
Guys, I think that brings us to the end of a kind of a nice little smooth episode of SceneDojo. We're gonna come back and see you guys in that Talk Dojo. So we'll be back in a couple minutes, or in your time, a couple days. Catch you later.
Will Our Heroes podcast survive? Spread the word, subscribe, and tune in next time. Same Pop Samurai time, same Pop Samurai channel.